You're watching all the action. From racing rods to real life. You're watching TF Motorsports.
Welcome fans to the Derby Car Nationals All-Star Race at the Derby Car Parking Lot Race. I'm Thomas Frasco. This is going to be a very, very unique event. 20 laps, no stages, no points on the line. Because there's no points on the line, and that means we have one last points race coming up next Friday. That means, as you take a look right here, CRD and Coupe de Boss are now locked into the championship as they're mathematically unable to be passed. So they are officially going to be in the McDonald's Championship race in Mankato. That means one driver is left to join in that top three. We'll find out who that will be next week at Gateway at St. Louis. But before that, we have some racing to do here at this very unique facility where we started this tradition just one season ago, back in Season 4. And ever since then, it's been very interesting and definitely a game changer. As now we're going to take a look at the official starting lineup for tonight's race. Keegan in the 0 as he brings back an older paint scheme ready to go in RCR. We have Tyler in the 45 bringing out a fresh, brand new black and gray paint. Cade is back in an official brand new 161. And Trigg makes it back in the 08. Marcelo, the driver who's been having a really good debut, he's there in the 21. And Mr. Freeze is there in the 83 after a great showing last week at Slinger. CRD is ready to try to continue his streak. And we also have ROR Chaos back in the 19. And rounding out the field is Greg Prower bringing out an old paint from the last All-Star race from last season. That's your starting lineup. As now we are going to watch the staging lights for this race because it is a very unique track. We need staging lights, so here we go. All right, strap in. We are racing. As look at that huge amount of drivers all coming up. into the first jump, as this track is very unique. This is the only track that has ramps. As Keegan with the whole shot out of everybody in the field. Tyler right there on the inside, not able to make anything happen. Graves spun out as he's starting to pull ahead. Here comes CRD trying to get to Keegan, as there is a lot of drivers challenging. CRD to the outside, and he's just going to pull ahead. As here they come into that very tight turn. CRD rode the wall a little bit. Cade takes, oh, we got two cars spinning out. They recover as Cade in the lead. These drivers are struggling out of this section. This is one of the trickiest parts of the track, as a lot of drivers all messed up in that one corner, and that kind of turned the tables here. As we'll stay green, nothing major happened. The only time that we will pull out the red flag is if there is a big flip, or if the crash, if they went into like a major crash and the car would stop because of either tire damage or something around that area. CRD battling with Cade. It's the 8 and the 161 as they go into the next section of ramps. Meanwhile, the 21 of Marcelo also. Oh, and it looks like, yes, there will be a caution, as Grave with a tire issue, as well as the rear having damage as well. So they'll race back to the line. As who will lead him to this lap? It is going to be CRD, followed by Marcelo, the 161 to Cade, RWR Chaos, then Keegan. And then coming back to the line, next would be the 45 of Tyler. And the rest of the field paused. As the 83 also having issues, that being Mr. Freeze. Ready to restart on lap number 3. Watch the lights. Green. We're racing once again. CRD waited all the way. He dropped many spots off that start. It is RWR Chaos and Marcelo, the newer drivers in the series, battling for first and second. Meanwhile, oh, and we have the 83 got into the wall, spun out. He recovers. So, struggling a little bit, especially with the walls, as this could be pretty narrow. Look at that, the 161 also made the same mistake. He also just has hood damage, will stay green. As now they get into the tightest part of the track. This is the part that a lot of our drivers have struggled on. As looks like, yep, there is another cluster there in the one corner there. They all recover. And nope, the 45 just has the issue. Caution right now. So here they come. The 21, then the 19. Then the 8. Then the 0, then the 83. The 161. And then coming back will be the 08. As the 45 had an issue in the corner. Here we go, as now we're on lap number 5. A nice start for RWR Chaos. Meanwhile, CRD and Marcelo just right on his bumper. CRD and Marcelo with a really good turn. RWR Chaos drops back 2 spots, but not for long. He's on the charge. As here they come into that turn there. Everybody taking it in wide. As here they come back around. CRD at a spot that he has been all season long, and that is right there in spot number 1. Marcelo had an issue, and we will go under the on the red flag as Grave in the catch fence. He's stuck, so they're going to race back to the line to the grid, and then we will get Grave out of that catch fence. As once again the drivers, oh, the 0 also looks like he has damage. Oh, yeah. CRD, then RWR Chaos, then Mr. Freeze. Then, oh, Cade just got that before Tyler. Then Marcelo. And then we have the 08 of Trig. 2 cars involved in that one lap. As first Grave brought it out when he got stuck on the one jump, got into the catch fence. And just on that last corner, something happened with the 8 of Keegan. As you can see here, that tire is not where it needs to be. Alright, now on lap number 6, drivers once again got through a little bit of a shuffle as ROR Chaos got a little slow in that corner there, as now Mr. Freeze now on his back bumper and launches past him in that first jump. As here they come into the corner, CRD right on the bumper of Mr. Freeze. As here they come into that next tight corner. Still anybody's race. Now into that section that ate up a lot of drivers. It might happen again. And Mr. Freeze got it again. Everything looks okay. CRD with the advantage over all the drivers. Lap number 7. And Mr. Freeze with yet another tire issue. And that will bring out yet another... Oh, yep, and Keegan upside down. Right at the exit of... Oh my goodness, I don't even know how on earth that happened. $161 needs to keep going as he passed the line and... Oh. I don't know if he was just checking or whatever, but it looks like... Oh, here he comes now. As since the flag was pulled out when the drivers passed the line, they have to keep going. So we'll be restarting lap 8, I believe. CRD will be up front, guaranteed, as he kept this race clean so far. He's right up in front. Marcelo, the other dominant driver, ROR Chaos in third. Who's coming in fourth as both Trig and Tyler with issues. Trig will be ahead of Tyler. And then will be Cade in the 161. Grave with issues as well. He's been driving really aggressive. Meanwhile, the 0 of Keegan will be back in the rear. Great Prower pulling off the track with damage on the rear of that car. Gets it repaired and he pulls back onto the track in his Season 4 All-Star paint. He resurrects this paint. As here he comes now. It's like Tyler just went and got some necessary repairs to his car as well. After that crazy finish with him and Trig. As now they line back up as we're about to get the next part of our race underway. As here we go, lap number 8. ROR Chaos and CRD side by side right in the first corner. As here they come. ROR Chaos cut it a little bit too tight as he went into the wall. He doesn't have any damage. He's A-okay. He's able to keep going. As now he's got a lot of ground to make up as CRD just blown into the lead with a big gap as the 0 of Keegan just messed up in the corner there. Marcelo and Mr. Freeze battling for spot number 2 as Trig went very crooked off that jump. He recovers quickly. Back to that section that drivers have a lot of trouble on. CRD just nails it. And it looks like Mr. Freeze got into some bad luck. He goes in reverse. He tries to recover. CRD on lap number 9 now. And we have Keegan with another issue. And yes, this will pull out another caution. So they're going to race back all the way by making another lap. So after this lap, they'll have to stop since CRD crossed the line before the flag came out. There's just been a lot of crazy racing, so we'll restart on lap number 10 as we see this whole thing unfold as the drivers are going really aggressive on this track. They're not holding anything back, even for an all-star non-points race. As Mr. Freeze cutting the track, he'll be put to the rear. Oh, he tried to go to pit lane and he just busted the car. So CRD just spun out a little bit, but he still makes it back to the line on time. Coming in second will be the 161. Just been a wild night so far. These drivers are throwing caution to the wind. And Gray Prower still running the back, several seconds behind. As we restart with 10 to go. Halfway through, and this race is just chaotic, but we still got another half to go. We'll be back with more on TF Motorsports after this.
Okie dokie. Coming down.
Need a new computer? Go ahead and get a new computer at your mom's house. A beautiful looking computer ready for your service. Get it for just $12. I just want to give it away. Buy it, please. And you can get quality content like this. Get it, please, or I'll break your windows.
Welcome back to the Derby Car Nationals All-Star Special Event. No points on the line, but bragging rights indeed are on the line. CRD having a really good night, as usual so far from Season 5, but look who's next to him. Cade in the 161. Now, that 161 is different. What we've seen is from the original Derby Car pack from Danny Werwolf. However, this time, he took the number, and he made his own paint scheme, as now he has his own identity in Derby Car. As he's doing pretty well, as he's currently in second place, but CRD chose the outside for this restart. Restarting on lap number 10. Here comes the other half of the All-Star race. Keegan with a slow start. Grave with damage, I'm surprised. Anyway, so CRD with that jump, he's been very consistent with all these tracks, and this track definitely he's been showing his strength, as he hasn't been hitting the ramp that hard. As here he comes with the lead. Meanwhile, he's got a whole cluster of drivers trying to get to him. We got the 83 of Mr. Freeze trying to get there, as he's just on his bumper, but he pulls ahead. Oh my goodness! I think that's the 08 on his side. There will be another red. He just went onto the catch fence and he flipped over. So they'll race back to the line. So here they come. The 8 with the advantage over the 83. The 8 will come up at first, then the 83, the 19, the 45, the 161, the 21, and then the the 0 of Keegan. And then we have the 92 of Grave Prower, and then the 08 of Trig, who brought out the red. As he landed, I believe, right on that catch fence and flipped it upside down in a pretty gruesome crash. Here we go, now on lap 11. CRD at a slower start, but he's about to try to pull ahead, and he has the advantage. Mr. Freeze, though, seems to be pretty fast on the outside, as CRD trying to get back into the first position. Mr. Freeze holding his line, and CRD just launched it as he did not wait for a second, and the 0 with another issue. And the 161. Another red. As the 0 has more damage. Alright, so this is going to be a close battle. Here they come. As coming off that final corner before we restart yet again. it is going to be the 83 up front, then the 8. The 45 will be in third, then the 08. The 19 will be after him, and the 21. Meanwhile, 2 drivers that have, or I think that 3 drivers that have stopped. Well, the 161 is now beginning to pull ahead, but the 0 of Keegan with terrible back damage, as these drivers are just fully gassing it and not wasting any time. And that's led to yet another incident. And Gray Prowler just, once again, not having a really good season. Each race he's been in the back, getting lapped. And, oh, yeah. Tried to make that one jump. I don't know what he's doing, but he just spun the car, but can't even get back to the line. Restarting on lap number 12. Mr. Freeze with the whole shot. Meanwhile, RR Chaos to the inside, but it doesn't stick. Mr. Freeze in the 83, trying to look for his first win in Derby car. CRD moved back many spots off that restart. And oh, Mr. Freeze, he got into the wall there. Kind of messed up a little bit of his ground, as Keegan is just riding the wall trying to do a Hail Melon. But he's got to watch that catch fence there. And oh, Mr. Freeze got into the wall and he lost a lot of spots, and just like that, CRD is back up in front. Charged in a little bit too hot. Had it. Oh, the 161 just bashed into the wall many times. And the the 0 also got into the wall again. And looks, oh, the 83 got, oh, what the? Looks like the 83 just got off the track. So that'll be a black flag, looks like. 45 with some damage. However, nothing major. And Graves stopped. However, it looks like he has no tire damage. It looks like everything's a-okay. And the 45 has stopped. Yep, now there is a red again. So far, that's the most laps we've ran so far, about 2 laps. As here they come back for the red. That will be the 8 of CRD, the 19 of ROR Chaos, then the 21 of Marcelo. Then coming up next will be the 08 of Trick. He's having a good night tonight. Cade in the 161, and then the drivers looks like that they're going to be in the back is going to be, looks like that will be the 45 and the 0. And Grave is, oh, he also now has issues after that one turn. Here we go, lap 14. As we have the 19 of ROR Chaos in the lead. Meanwhile, CRD in the 8, he's trying to get there. 21 of Marcelo in third. CRD once again trying to continue that streak. He's just been on a big hot streak ever since round number 5. He's been doing really well. Meanwhile, ROR Chaos trying to not let it happen. He wants his first career victory in Derby car. Marcelo gets a spin, and so does the 161. And the 161 has another tire down, so does the 08. As looks like the race lineup is going to be shortened. We will just go for a shorter distance because of many cautions. The 8 up front, then the 45, I believe, yes, and then it will be, no, not the 19, it'll be the 0 and then the 21, then the 08, then the 19, and coming around the corner, I believe the 161 did not cross. Since so many cautions have went around, that kind of adds up to the length of the race. We're going to have to go for a shorter distance. Because of the amount of cautions that have happened, because so many laps have ran under red, now we're going to be going to a 1-lap dash. This is it. for the All-Star. Who will get it? One lap and no way to stop it. As CRD already with the jump, as this is the lap that he needs to dominate to get another win. Meanwhile, all the other drivers are in contention. They're all fast and they're right behind him. Everybody all in a big group, but CRD is the only driver that pulled ahead. Man, this is just a CRD dominating race. And he is going to do it again. As he comes out of the final corner, CRD, another win in the books for him consecutively. Then the 19, then the 21, the 45, the 08, and then the 161, and then the 0. And once again, there's no points on the line, so nobody lost or gained points or anything. But bragging rights is all there for CRD in the 8. That is going to do it for tonight's race. This All-Star race was very interesting. It did knock off a lot of drivers' tires. But coming up next week, we're back on the dirt. And our last points championship battle will be on the line. The top 3 will be finalized as CRD and Coop are the drivers that are locked in. But that final spot will be given at Gateway in St. Louis next week after race's conclusion. Good night from the RR Derby Car Track, and we'll see you next week in St. Louis.